Hello everybody and welcome back to SkySaga Alpha 9. So this is probably going to confuse some of you because of course Alpha 10 has literally just released, but of course I can't do this video in Alpha 10 because it takes me a little bit of time to pre-record videos and get everything sorted out. And yeah, Alpha 10 has literally, hopefully literally just released by the time you guys are watching this. So there has been no time for me to actually produce a video and put it up for you guys. So instead, I thought what we would do is we would start over here, we'll end, I guess, over here in Alpha 9 and say a goodbye to Alpha 9 by looking at some of my favorite projects that we've completed here in Alpha 9. And in actual fact, we're only really going to be looking at two. We're going to be looking at this, which is the Wastelands build, and we're going to be looking at the Halloween build. So for those of you who have seen these, I'm just going to walk everybody else through these and have a bit of a look around and talk about some of the stuff that happened. So of course, we are currently in the Wastelands. This was my attempt at building a brand new biome. As you can see, I have built to the very, very edge world limit. I've built hills and valleys and kind of broken trees and sorted out all of the floating islands and everything, so it's all thematic and correct. So I'm actually going to start all the way over here. In every level you'll find a glorious cache, which is what I've got down in the bottom here. So we've got a nice little glorious cache surrounded by water and a couple of spring traps to kick the player back up to the top. Of course, we also have crumbling blocks up the top here. So I'm in the private version so I can fly around, but of course in the public version these will crack and crumble and you can fall down through into these. Now, the thing I'm really excited for going through from here into Alpha 10 is upgrading this place and changing it, because of course the main quest here is the chasm, which is right in front of us, and as you can see I've kind of mocked up lava using different light sources and sand down the bottom here. So of course this doesn't look, well, I mean, it looks good. It looks as good as I could make it, as close to lava as I thought I could get here in this alpha. But of course, going through into Alpha 10, as we've seen in the previews that I've been playing, we're about to get magma blocks. This entire area I'm gonna fill out with magma blocks. There is a lot, and I do mean a lot of blocks that I'm gonna need to be collecting. So I'll be going through very early on in the Alpha 10 run and attempting to get as many magma blocks as I possibly can, filling out this entire section down here with magma blocks, because that is going to look absolutely awesome and really finish off this place. I'm gonna leave in all of my lighting tricks too, so that not only do we have the magma blocks, but we actually have this nice red glow that appears down around here. So for those of you who don't know, this was actually achieved by sitting lights out through the wall here, and I can't really show you this. Actually, no, maybe I can. We'll just do a quick little dig out through here, and as you can see, we've got like a nice ring of beacon lights around the edge here, which kind of push just a little bit of light through the wall and give us a really nice red glow effect here. So I'm just gonna have to take my boots off so that I can plug that hole back up again. Not that it really matters. I'm not going to republish this island. This island has been done and published for a little while, so it will continue through into Alpha 10 exactly as it is. Hopefully. I mean, sometimes some of these devices and recipes and different bits and pieces may change, but of course that is just the nature of doing alpha changes. So here we go. We've got a nice little bandit training room, and of course down in through here we have the pit where the beast is stored to be brought out and have cage fights happen. So also through here, so of course this little area is supposed to be like a little bandit encampment dug into this ravine cliff thing that we've got going on with the lava. And it's got nice little kind of bandit rest points, I guess, or like bandit bunks going on down through the sides here. And if we continue on through, we also have a dining hall, but I'm going backwards through this little quest here. So we need to go this way and down, and we'll get to the dining hall. I think personally dining hall is one of my favorites, mostly because it actually ended up looking really good, especially with these lamps and skulls everywhere. I kind of like where this ended up, and I also did like using all of these different bits and pieces as chairs, because of course bandits wouldn't have just hundreds of chairs floating around in a wasteland. They would have to improvise and do other bits and pieces. So yeah, there you go. That is the little wasteland section, or little canyon in the wastelands that we are going to be upgrading in Alpha 10. We're going to add the magma down, get all of that stuff good to go. Now, in under here, we have a little bandit fortress, but of course we're going to have to break through some blocks to get to that. So through the magic of editing, we are now inside, and actually, I misspoke. This is my smuggler's run, so little smuggler's run in here is just a whole bunch of barrels, and if we continue on out, once again, the smugglers have their own little rest point down here. Nice little abandoned smuggler's run, as you can see, broken furniture and bits and pieces all over the place. And then, of course, they have a big warehouse area out the back here as well. So, yeah, this is, once again, it's one of those things, this is probably not going to get too much of an upgrade going through into Alpha 10, but I just wanted to come back here and show it off because it has been a while since we've been here. And, of course, that exits out into this cave. Nice little innocuous exit out over there, so you can't actually tell what this is. And this is just a regular old cave system. There's nothing really too fancy going on here, other than the fact that I, of course, built that all from scratch and by hand. And over here, we've got a nice little shuttered tower that's been collected by a floating island and just been annihilated. Check it out, just down through here. Very, very cool. I really do like this place. So, yeah, like I said, we're going to be coming back here very soon into Alpha 10, and we're going to be doing some upgrades around the place. Hopefully, we might even add a few bears and things here. I didn't really want to add too much to this in terms of life, but in some of these, like this bone pit cave, for example, I really do want to add like a bear, or I don't know, some other like fox maybe. I don't really know. It's going to have to really think about it thematically and work out exactly where this is going to go and what I want to do with all of that. So there we go. This is basically the Wastelands done and dust. Now we're going to go have a quick look at the Halloween build. This is, of course, going to be a very short episode because I am, just like you, gearing up to play Alpha 10, and probably at this very point in time playing a whole bunch of Alpha 10 because Alpha 10 is amazing. It has been so good having a look at that preview. If you haven't seen any of the stuff that I've done in the preview, maybe check out the description down below. I'll have links to all of the parts that I've done in Alpha 10 down there, and you can have a look at that. And as the sun sets over top of the Wastelands, this looks really, really cool. We get a nice screen capture of that, and we'll move on to the Halloween build. So this here is the Halloween build. Now the Halloween build I really used as an excuse to show off a bit of Lumostone stuff actually. So first of all, I'm going to hide my UI just because it's actually going to get in the way around here. And then we're going to have a look at this first area. Now this first area is basically supposed to kind of mimic being in a forest and having like eyes stare at you. I got this idea doing a bit of research for an Alice in Wonderland build a little while ago, before Lumostone was a thing. I was doing some research on Alice in Wonderland, came across that scene where she kind of sees eyes all through the forest, and I thought that was really cool, and I really, really wanted to do it. And I had planned on doing it just with like standard decor lights, and then the very next thing I know, Alpha 9 is here, and we've got Lumostone lamps, and I can actually have the eyes open and close. Now, as I get up close here, you can see that the eyes themselves are two Lumostone lamps at the back, surrounded or kind of encapsulated by a couple of cornice pieces, and from a distance they do actually look relatively like eyes. I think this is one of the other things I want to go through and have a look at in Alpha 10. There's a bunch of new recipes being added, so I'm going to go through all of those new recipes and see if there's anything in that set that I can use to upgrade this system. And I might even add some extra eyes around the place. Now, I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. I might add some like mini walls between here and the back wall and embed some extra eyes into there. I don't 100% know. That's one of those things that it's going to be a case of having a look at it as the system goes through. And also, this is one of the other cool things that did happen, and it's already happened because I moved too close to it while I was distracted. These gates here are actually set up to be open like this, exactly as they are when you arrive on this island. The thing is, the way SkySaga works with props like that, when you arrive on this island, your client automatically assumes that those gates, that are just not quite visible at this point in time, but from here it assumes that those gates are closed and renders them closed, and then as you get closer, the server says, no, those gates are open, and so they automatically open without you having to have Lumostone, without having to have anything. They're just like an interesting little auto open system. Now, once again, this is one of those things that I've done for a long time. I think one of my first tutorials was on how to build automatic doors, and it's something that I've kept doing because it's good fun. And it's just one of those little like tricks that you can use to kind of add a little bit of intrigue and mystery to a build if you know how to use it. So next up we have our little like suicide run here. So in here we have a whole bunch, and I can't get too close to these without setting them off. There's a whole bunch of dart turrets down there, and as you can see, just an absolute mass of pressure plates down here. So these pressure plates, some of them are linked up, some of them are not, some of them are linked up to all of them, some are linked up to some of the dart turrets. It's just a whole big mess. So realistically, the only way to get across here safely is to either run and hope that you don't hit the bad ones, or to fly, which of course you can't do on a published island, but that's okay. Now, next thing we've got is the lightning system and the pumpkin skeleton, or the pumpkin rawbone, which both of these things I am really quite proud of. The lightning system out the back here is just, I don't even know how I came up with this system, but I really do like it. It's one of those cool little like sparks of inspiration that I had at one point. I went, hey, I could like build lightning in SkySaga. So of course it was one of those things. I'll probably maybe come back and update this system with the new Lumostone that's happening in Alpha 10. By the way, watch out for a video on that. There is going to be a video on all of the new Lumostone out very soon, potentially on Sunday, but maybe on Tuesday in the regular tutorial slot, because of course that is where I normally do all of my tutorials. And we have our nice little pumpkin-headed rawbone here. This guy is just funny. I really did, I think, mess my proportions up a little bit, because he kind of looks like a baby, which is a little bit weird to say. I think if I was going to do this again, I'd want to separate the feet from the chest a little bit more and extend the chest out and upwards a little bit. And I think that would actually work. Maybe. We'd have to have a good long look at that. But this guy isn't actually going to get updated anytime soon. I think he's going to stay exactly as it is, because I like him a lot. Exactly like that. So anyway, there we go. I think I'm going to end this video here. This has been just a quick look and a quick goodbye to the two builds that I absolutely love here in SkySaga Alpha 9. Of course, thankfully we do get these builds again when we go through into Alpha 10. And we will be going through on Saturday, having a look at all of my published islands, going through and trying to work out what's changed and what hasn't changed, and where I'm going to need to fix things and replace things, and of course, republishing all of these islands with something to do on them. So, you know, like this island, for example, there will be a photo point sitting right in this guy's chest. So I'm going to set a little photo point down here in this guy's chest. So you have to come all the way in, take a photo of my giant monster. I'm going to set up some races on a couple of other islands. I'm going to set up a photo point in the Wastelands. There's just going to be a lot of stuff happening all at once as soon as Alpha 10 actually drops for me, because of course I am recording this a little bit in advance. Anyway, like I said, this is now goodbye to Alpha 9. It has been fun. I thank you guys so much for following me along and watching all of the stuff that I've done here in Alpha 9. Hope you guys have enjoyed that one, and I will see you in Alpha 10.